Adana sat beside her mother, the woman who once danced under the rain, who sang her to sleep with lullabies of the moon. Now lay weak on a thin mattress. Her breath came slowly, and Adana held her hand, not just for comfort, but to hold on, to hope, to strength, to whatever thread kept her mother going. There was no money for medicine, no one to ask, only faith and the love between a mother and her child, that fierce, unbreakable bond. While the school bell rang like a distant dream, girls in blue uniforms ran across the dusty yard, their laughter like music Adana used to know. But she stood at the edge, eyes wet, heart heavy, because the bursar had called her name again. Go home, he said, until you can pay your fees. And so she stood in her uniform, not knowing whether to walk or just disappear. School was her only escape, the only place she felt like her dreams could breathe. But dreams don't pay school fees, and sickness doesn't wait. She left the school and sat by the roadside like a forgotten story, head in her hands, shoulders shaking. Some people walked past her, some stared, some looked away, but Adana didn't care. Her world was cracking open, and no one could hear the sound. No one could come to her aid. She sat there, but it was not in shame. She was burned. She doesn't know what to do, how to cope with her sick mother, and where to get the money to pay for her fees. And yet in that silence, in that thought, something stirred. A voice broke through the noise in her heart. Why are you here? Why are you crying? Adana looked up and startled. There he was, tall, kind-eyed, unsure whether to step closer. She tried to hide her tears, but it was too late. Ezena stood still, not rushing her, not judging, just waiting. And for the first time that day, someone stayed, someone noticed. They spoke gently at first, like people learning to trust their own voices again. She told him about her sick mother, her school fees, how she was trying, just trying to survive. And he listened, not with pity, but with something softer, something real. Ezena wasn't rich. He was just comfortable. He owned a beer parlor, but he had something Adana hadn't seen in a while, a heart willing to help. Few days later, Ezena came to the house. Adana had told him where they live, but he didn't come empty-handed. He came with some money to sort Adana's school fees and also money for her mother's medication. Her mother, eyes tired but grateful, reached for his hand. It wasn't about the money. It was the gesture, the dignity, the way he treated them like they mattered. A week later, Adana's mom had already gotten well. So she made a food, a very special food, just to say thank you to Ezena. She hands it over to Adana, all smiley. Take it to him, Mama said. It's the least we can do. Adana, whose heart is filled with joy, accepted it and smiled back. Not the kind that hides pain, but the kind that says, for a moment, everything is okay. She arrived at his beer parlor like someone returning a favor, but offering more. The flask was warm in her hands, but her heart was warmer. "Thank you, Ezenna," she said. "Mama said I should bring this to you." Ezenna took the flask, smiling. He asked about Mama's health. "I know that she's doing better now." Adanna nods. "Yes, she's very strong and doing better. That's why she could make the meal for you." Ezenna laughed, and she laughed back. And for the first time in weeks, Adanna was genuinely happy. Adanna and Nenna, her very good friend, sat quietly outside, their feet brushing against the dusty ground. "Nenna," Adanna said softly, "I know I have not told you how I was able to sort out my school fees. I was just waiting for the right time. You won't believe what happened. You know that day that I left the school, I was seated by the roadside, crying, thinking, when he passed by. He came to me. He asked why I was crying. I told him everything about Mama, about my school. And then he came over to the house. He brought the money for Mama's medication and my school fees. No conditions, just like that." Nenna, who is excited, asked her, "Who is this person? What is his name?" "His name is Ezenna, and he's the kindest person I've ever seen all my life," says Adanna. Days later, Ezenna arrived with bags of foodstuff to their house. Adanna's eyes widened, her mother's face lightened up with joy. "You're my family now," Ezenna said gently. "Whatever you need, do not be afraid to tell me." Adanna smiled, her heart full, and again, hope walked through their door. During break time, Adanna pulled Nenna aside, her face glowing with excitement. "Nenna, you won't believe it. Ezenna brought foodstuff to our house yesterday. Plenty of things. Rice, oil, you name it." She laughed softly, full of gratitude. "Since we met him, everything has changed. It's like we never even suffered before. God really sent him." "Are you serious? God has remembered your family. Your story will change. Ezenna is truly a blessing." She laughed and hugged her friend tightly. "You see? No more crying. This is just the beginning." That evening, Adanna was sweeping the front of their small house when Ezenna walked in, holding something. He smiled and handed it to her. "I saw these and thought of you," he said. Adanna took it. Inside were new clothes, beautiful, clean, and carefully folded. Her eyes filled with tears, but this time they were tears of joy. "Thank you so much," she said. Ezenna smiled gently. "No need to thank me, Adanna. Just be happy. Like I said, you're my family now." The evening of that day, Nenna visited Adanna's house, so they both sat in her room. Adanna leaned in, her voice soft like the evening breeze. "Nenna, Ezenna brought me clothes, beautiful ones. I've never owned anything like them. He just gave them to me, like it was nothing." Nenna's eyes sparkled, and she chuckled. "Adanna, listen to me. Gifts like that, they don't come for nothing. This Ezenna, I think he likes you. Maybe, just maybe, he wants you to be more than a friend." Adanna's cheeks flushed, her heart doing a small dance. But then she said, "No, that can't be." And Nenna, full of laughter and knowing, nodded slowly. Some gifts are words wrapped in silence, and some men, when they give, They're speaking with their hearts. Dana listened to her friend. For the first time, her heart folding into something she didn't have a name for yet. That night, when the world had gone quiet, Adana lay on her bed, staring at the ceiling. Her mind was far away, floating on thoughts of Ezedna. She remembered how he brought them food, bought her gifts, the way he said, "You're my family now." And then Nena's voice returned to her, soft like a whisper. "Adana, I think he likes you. Maybe he wants to marry you." Adana smiled to herself, pulling her wrapper closer. She didn't say anything aloud, but in her heart, a gentle wish began to grow. What if the kindness was more than kindness? What if the gifts were words he hadn't spoken yet? And under that quiet roof, with her mother asleep beside her, and the night holding its breath, Adana let herself dream, not of fairy tales, but of something sweet, something new, something possible. One sunny afternoon, as Adana and Nena were returning from the market, their hands half full and their laughter carrying softly through the dusty path, Ezena saw them. He waved at them and they stopped. "Good afternoon," he said, and they greeted him warmly. His eyes lingered for a moment, not on Adana, but on Nena. "How's Mama?" he asked Adana gently. "She's doing better," Adana replied with a smile. Then, without warning, he drew Adana gently to the side, just out of earshot. "Who's the girl with you?" he asked quietly, his voice calm but curious. Adana glanced back. "That's Nena," she said. "She's my friend, my very good friend." Ezena nodded slowly. "She's beautiful," he said. "Very beautiful." He paused, choosing his words carefully. "You know we are family now. Adana, I'll never hide anything from you. I just saw her, and something in me stirred. I don't know what it is yet, but I would like to get to know her. Please talk to her for me." Adana stood there, heart suddenly unsure, her smile frozen in place, caught between gratitude and something she couldn't quite name. The wind whispered through the trees, but for a moment, everything else was still. That night, the stars were out, but they offered no comfort. Adana sat in the corner of her room. Tears rolled down her cheeks, quiet, steady, like the rain that had been waiting all day to fall. She had tried to be strong. She had smiled when Ezena greeted her, even when he pulled her aside. But his words still echoed in her chest, sharp like broken glass. "I like your friend, Nena. I want to get to know her. Please talk to her for me." Adana didn't know what hurt more, the words themselves or the way he said them so gently, not knowing they were breaking her. In her silence, she hugged her wrapper tighter and buried her face into the pillow. The room said nothing. The night said nothing. But her heart, it wept for something that never began, yet still felt deeply lost. That afternoon, Adana brought food for Ezena as usual. So she sat down, slowly across from him, her eyes searching his face. "Ezena," she began, her voice calm but heavy. "The other day, what you said about Nena, what did you really mean?" Ezena smiled, almost too easily. "It was love at first sight, Adana. The moment I saw her, something pulled me. I knew I had to talk to her, and I need your help." Adana looked down, then back up, swallowing the lump rising in her throat. "But when you said we are family," she whispered, What did you mean by that? Because I thought it meant something more. For the first time, Ezena's smile softened into something else, something distant. No, Adanna, he said quietly. I lost my younger sister years ago. You remind me of her. That's why I've been close to you. Why I wanted to help. That's what I meant by family. The words settled into the room like dust light, but had to brush away. Adanna nodded slowly. She forced a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. Okay, she said. And though her lips said nothing more, her heart had already had enough. The next day, Adanna invited Nena over to their house, and she turned to Nena with a calm smile, but her eyes carried something softer, something hidden. Nena, she said gently, Ezena told me he likes you. Nena's eyes widened, unsure if she heard correctly. He what? She whispered. But I thought you liked him. Adanna looked away, then back again. No. Ezena is like family to us. He helped when we had nothing. I'm just grateful. That's all. I don't like him like that. Nena studied her friend, quiet for a moment, as if trying to read between the lines of what was said and what wasn't. So you think that he likes me, and you think I should talk to him? Adanna smiled again, though it didn't reach all the way to her heart. Yes, she said, he's a good man, and if he sees something special in you, don't push it away. At least, think about it. Nena nodded slowly, still unsure. I'll think about it, she said softly. But in Adanna's heart, something had shifted. A quiet goodbye to something that never truly began.